Hey, good morning, boys and girls. This is Miss Sarah from the Wythe County Public Library, here to do story time with you on this beautiful Wednesday morning. It's very pretty and sunny outside, and I hope you get to go outside and play today because it is a very nice day. But today, you know what we're going to be talking about? April showers brings May flowers, and that's because it rains a lot sometimes, like it has a couple of weeks ago. And it might rain this weekend, but right now it's really pretty outside. But we're going to read some books about rain today. And one of my favorite books is a duck and a hippo book. And they're in a rainstorm. Oh, my goodness. They get caught in a rainstorm. Let's read about the duck. What does Duck have in his hand? He has an umbrella. An umbrella in his hand. Duck knocked on Hippo's door. Knock, knock, knock. Hi, Duck, said Hippo. Duck twirled his umbrella. It's East Spring, spring, she said. Want to walk in the rain? It'll be so much fun. Said Hippo. He was worried about the weather. If you'll share your umbrella. Of course I will, said Duck. So Hippo pulled on his big rubber boots. We have big boots, aren't they? And they went out for a walk in the rain. Well, what about that umbrella? It looked kind of small, doesn't it? But there was no room for Hippo. He tried walking in front of Duck. That didn't work. He tried walking behind Duck, and that didn't work. Then Duck stood on Hippo's feet, and Hippo held the umbrella, and that worked just fine. They puddle jumped together. They plopped through mud together, and they dropped a stick off a bridge and watched it rush off down the creek. Swoosh! Duck said, "Want to sail down the creek? It'll be like riding a roller coaster." Said Umbrella, it looked like the storm was getting worse. If you'll show your umbrella. Of course, said Duck. So Hippo put the umbrella in the creek and helped his little friend sit down. But there was no room for Hippo. Hippo tried sitting in front, but that didn't work. He tried sitting in back, but that didn't work either. Oh my goodness. It's just not going to work, I don't think. Then Duck sat on Hippo's back, on Hippo's legs, and that worked just fine. They whirled around boulders together. They whirled around a crocodile together. Uh-oh, look here. Crocodile was right where you to get him. Finally, they whirled into a pond and began to sink. Blub, 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 blub. Hippo totally disappeared. Duck looked around all around for her best friend. Hippo, Hippo, where are you? Where was Hippo at? Duck was sitting on Hippo's head. Hey, here I am. Silly Duck, sputtered Hippo, bursting up for air. Duck was sitting on Hippo's head. Hippo sloshed up out of the pond and stood dripping as the rain crashed down. "Oh, spring, don't you love it?" said Duck. "You want to walk home in the rain?" Hippo just stood there, soaking wet. "If you'll share your umbrella," said Hippo. "Of course," said Duck. She held the umbrella, and that worked just fine. Oh, look, they're good friends, aren't they? Before they could get going, a terrible wind came roaring, and whoosh, the umbrella flew up, and it sailed high over the trees. But guess who else sailed high over the trees? The duck. And Duck was still hanging on. "Help!" cried Duck. "I'm coming," yelled Hippo. Hippo raced after Duck just as fast as his hippo legs would carry him until, whoops, pardon me, Hippo almost tripped over a woodchuck, but he caught his balance just in time, and he kept on running. The small but nimble Duck just missed hitting a tall, tall treetop. Then down, 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 spun her umbrella like a falling leaf. And Duck landed on Hippo's shoulder, right in front of Hippo's house. Thanks, Hippo, cried Duck. That was fun. You're welcome, said Hippo. I'm not sure if Hippo thought it was fun or not. What do you think? Would you join me for a warm cup of tea? Hippo asked. Of course, said Duck. She closed her umbrella. Then they both went in the door at the same time. Oh my goodness, they're just sitting in that frame, is it? Whoops, cried Hippo, and he squeezed back out and he said, after you, dear Duck. And that was just fine. They're very good friends, aren't they? Because they really talk to each other nice and seem to enjoy being together. So that means they're really good friends, doesn't it? All right, friend, I know you remember this, this nursery rhyme. It's the Itsy Bitsy Spider, but this is with a flannel board. Okay, there's our itsy bitsy spider, and there's our water spout. The itsy bitsy spider climbed up the water spout. Down came the rain and washed the spider out. Out came the sun and dried up all the rain. And the itsy bitsy spider climbed up the spout again. The itsy bitsy spider climbed up to the very top. Hesitated for a moment, but she never stopped. When she reached her goal, she waved to all her friends, and the itsy bitsy spider climbed up the wall again. Is it little itsy bitsy spider? See when it's in the rain, see the sun's drying out. So, all right, we have some songs today to sing, and they are April Shower Friendly Flower songs, okay? I see robins, I see birds' nests, butterflies too, flowers too. Everything is growing, wind is gently blowing. I see robin, I see robins. All right, let's do 5 umbrellas, okay? 5 umbrellas stood by the back door. The red one ends inside, and that made how many? 4. 4 umbrellas, pretty as can be. The blue one outside, and then there were 3. 3 umbrellas with nothing to do. The green one went outside, and that left how many? 2. 2 little umbrellas. 2 umbrellas. 2 little umbrellas by the front door. One went outside, and that left 1. 1 little umbrella alone in the whole hall. The purple went outside, and that was all. So there was no more umbrellas in the hall. All right, this sounds like Deck the Halls. Do you hear the pitter patter? Hear the little raindrops falling down? Can you see the splashing water? All the little raindrops on the ground. Time to get our big umbrellas. We don't want to get our hair all wet. If you wear your boots and raincoat, we will go outside and splash a bit. Look at the umbrella. Little girl holding the umbrella. You see that? All right, the next book we're going to read is called Bruce's Big Storm. I think Bruce is going to have the same problem that Hippo did, don't you? So I like Bruce. Bruce was a bear who did not like neighbors. He's a grumpy bear. Neighbors were loud, vroom, 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 vroom. They were always interrupting, frowning, and pestering. Want to play frying pan ball? Worse still, neighbors lived all over Bruce's neighborhood. Hi, neighbor. Do you have any robotic laser cutters I could borrow? He's always wanted to borrow things and then wanting to be friends, but Bruce didn't like that. Bruce's neighbors were always coming and going, but at least none of them stayed very long until the day of the big storm. Soggy Hollow's weather today will have rain that is very wet and wind that is very windy. Sorry to be a bother, but can we please stay here during the storm? Bruce did not like visitors. He wanted to wait out the storm in peace and quiet. But not everyone felt that way. Big storms are less scary when you're together. Let's invite everyone to play games in our pajamas. I love pajama parties, and we don't even wear pajamas. As the rain started to fall and the winds got windier, more and more animals began to arrive. Oh my goodness, there's a bird and there's an owl. Look at all the people. There's a moose. Look at all that. Oh my goodness, a skunk. The whole neighborhood was there. Wait, said Rupert, someone is still outside. Everyone went to the window to look. Well, almost everyone. Grumpy Bruce didn't look. He was being too grouchy. There was a little bunny out in the storm. Someone has to save her, shouted Thistle. I'm on my way, said Nibs as he ran out the door with the umbrella. So there he goes. But the big storm was too much for the mouse. Oh, and in his hurry, Nibs got a little carried away. Oh, look, I can see my house from here. And look here, he's flying away. Nib's rescue mission was not going as planned. I'm here to rescue you, but I need help down first. Look at he's going everywhere in that red umbrella. Look at that. I'm okay. He grabbed hold of them, and there they go. There's a mouse, there's also a little mouse, and there's also the rabbits up there now. This is all part of my plan. Swoosh. Look, he's swooshing through the air. All of a sudden, there's a big bear paw. See that big bear paw reaching up? They needed a little more help. Bruce, you come to save us. You took my favorite umbrella. Maybe we need a new plan. And look, they're all flying away. Oh no, that's got to be a really bad storm, doesn't it? Everyone had to pitch in, and together they pulled the bunny, the mouse, and the grumpy old bear back to safety, along with the umbrella. It had been quite an adventure. Everyone take one of Bruce's clean towels. Bruce did not like adventures. While the storm raged outside, Bruce's visitors, cozy and warm, played games to pass the time. Bruce did not like games. Bruce, duck, Bruce, you're it. But then one last guest arrived, a great big oak tree, and it did not. Crash! Battle stations, bring me a chainsaw. I'm allergic to acorns. Squeak! Look, it fell through his house. Oh no. They were all okay, but the house was not. I think the roof might have a leak. Well, everyone found a safe, dry corner to spend the night. Look, they're all huddled around poor Bruce. Good morning. Bruce's house didn't look so great. Now look at Bruce. Don't he look sad? He's looking at his chair, and it's all wet. Soon Bruce's neighbors went back to their own homes, leaving Bruce behind to grumble and to mumble, but not for long. Tap, 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 tap. Oh no. Now what? Said Bruce, as if things weren't bad enough. All of Soggy Hollow, every neighbor came back to lend a hand, hoof, paw, or wing, to help him build his house back here. They're all working together. Over time, Bruce's house was put back together even better than before. We call this addition the rumpus room. It's for rumpusing. Look at that. They put a new room on there even. That's for them to rumpus. Became a popular place in Soggy Hollow for all the neighbors to gather and have fun. I have 5 old maids. You can't have 5 old maids in poker. I thought we were playing Go Fish. Hey, who's been eating all the poker chips? I thought they were crackers. Bruce did not like fun, but he still did not like neighbors. But they sure liked him. You've been elected to be our den mother. Oh my goodness. I bet he's not going to like that at all. Well, boys and girls, it's been so nice seeing you this week. And I hope to see you next week. Next week, we're going to be talking about, let's see what we're talking about birds next week. And I had a very cute little bird craft I sent home for you to work on. So I will see you next week, and you have a good evening. Bye bye, friends.